Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sherry and I go by Ladyfish Loot on YouTube, Facebook, and eBay. Okay, first of all I'm going to take my Blistex off because it's a little distracting and annoying. I had to turn my Christmas music off for this. You know, I've been listening to it all day and I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I had to turn my Christmas music off right in the middle of Bing Crosby singing White Christmas. Bummer. Today's video is going to be the third installment of me going through my death pile at my storage unit. There's a couple of videos out there if you want to go back and look at them, but I have had this in my storage unit for years, and it's time to go through it so that I'm not doing this until I'm 85 years old. And I just, kind of want to just get through it finally. It's just sitting there. It's money that I'm losing. You know, I've already spent the money. I need to list it so that I can start getting some of that money back. And plus it's fun because most of this thrifting I did in Phoenix. And when I tell you there were thrift stores, there were thrift stores to go through. Where I lived in a little enclave south of South Mountain called Ahwatukee, still Phoenix proper. But where I sat in Ahwatukee, within 20 minutes, I could hit 17 Goodwills and other thrift stores, and there were so many more to go to if I had the time and the stamina to do it. There were the Goodwill bins, there were Savers, Deseret Industries. Oh my gosh, there were so many. Okay, so I moved. Now I'm back home again in Indiana, and the pickings are slim here. So I'm really happy I do have this in my storage unit, because it's like I feel like I'm going thrifting again. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I have forgotten at least half of what's in my storage unit. What I'm going to be showing you today are 2 bins, because there's some larger pieces. So I emptied out 2 bins. And it's so fun to just open these bins up, open these things up, and go, oh man, I forgot I bought that. So anyway, I've been doing all kinds of Christmas stuff this morning, so I'm a little still in Christmas mode right now. But let's just get to it. I want to get through this. I have had this stuff sitting in my office since, I think August. No, I think it was October. Yeah, it was October. It's been a couple of months. It's just been sitting in my office. I just haven't gotten around to it. I've been doing other things, and I have a very small home, and my home office is very small, so I have stuff all over the place. So you're going to have to deal with me kind of moving around, fumbling a little bit, but that's just going to have to be how it is. All right, let me get my notes and let's get started. All right, we're going to do the top of my shelf over here first. So the first thing was a Mary Tuttle artist signed Southwest pottery vase, and she is from Albuquerque, New Mexico. This is such a pretty vase, so detailed. I love this. If I had room, I think I already mentioned I have a very small home. If I had room, I would absolutely keep this piece. But it is signed on the bottom, Tuttle. And I paid $2.99 for this. Again, I say this in all of my videos. I don't know why I have to be so redundant. Most of the things I buy were at thrift stores in Phoenix, because there was so much to choose from. But if it's not a thrift store, I will mention it and I will let you know. All right, so this was $2.99, and I'm going to ask $49.99. The next item is okay, I have to look how to pronounce this. It is a Reen Port Fleet gnome. I think he's like the original guy that did these gnomes. I could be way off. We used to have this line when I worked at UNESCO. This is not something from UNESCO for me as a sample. I do have a sample piece listed from Klaus Wickel, I think was his name. But we did also represent this person's gnomes, but I found this at a thrift store. Let's go back to it. It's Reen Port Fleet. That is the name of the artist. Timothy, he's a supervisor. Love how he has his arms crossed, looking kind of grumpy. He's a gnome figurine, 9.5 inches tall. I paid $6.79 for him, and I am going to ask $99.99. The next item is a Disney Store Cinderella Shoes coffee mug. Not much going on here. Nothing real exciting. I love Cinderella, so that's the reason I picked this up. I probably, didn't need to pick it up because I'm probably only going to ask $15 for it plus shipping. But I paid 79 cents for it. I love this handle too. Just, it feels good in your hand. I love her shoe. I love this because I'm just a Cinderella fan. Anyway, paid 79 cents, going to ask $14.99. I have to try and not get distracted today because I have a lot to go through. I remember having a really seriously crazy hair day today. Washed it last night, slept on it. Oh, this is the first time in I don't know how long I actually have mascara on. I mean, literally, it has been years since I've worn mascara. I got a free sample in my Clinique bag. Otherwise, I wouldn't be wearing mascara right now. Next item is a Virgin Mary Madonna bust figurine. I'm going to get her face in there. I have some really crazy lighting going on right now, too. Maybe that'll help. Virgin Mary Madonna bust figure ceramic. The gold accents. There are gold accents throughout here. I can't really say 24 karat gold because I don't know for certain, but this was made in Italy, which makes it way more special than the ones that are made in Japan. So, she's 4 3/4 inches tall. She's really pretty, has a very pretty face. There, I think that came in better. Paid $2.79. I'm going to ask $29.99. Next item is a Jeremy Diller Raku pottery. It's Raku. Yeah, Raku pottery wedding jar vase, and has the iridescent finish to it. Raku is beautiful pottery. But this has really cool accents. It has the turquoise and the feathers, and I think that is probably even some coral in there. I can't really, and there's also there's another, it might be lapis. I don't know. I haven't really looked at it that closely, but it's very pretty. It has the original tags, never been used. I paid $5.99 for this, and I'm going to ask $39.99. Oh, I didn't show you his signature. Jeremy Diller. There. And the last thing on the top of my shelf is this really sweet little Maltese. It's a Blue Sky. Let me see if it has on the bottom. Yeah, Blue Sky. Okay. Blue Sky Maltese Christmas dog. And he's 9.5 inches tall. I paid $4.49 for him. And I am going to ask, a cute little Christmas present, his little Christmas sweater. And I'm going to ask $39.99 for him. If it feels like I'm rushing through this, it's probably because I am. So, sorry about that. I just don't want to take up a whole lot of time with this because I have a lot to show you. Okay. And I'm not going to take these out of their boxes. You can see from the box what it is. This is a vintage 1996 Enesco TOC, that's Treasury of Christmas, Coke ornament. It's a splash of cool Yule. Now, I got this at an auction, and the next several things I'm going to show you was an auction pickup I had last summer. It was all of this stuff on 2 shelves, and I bid on the shelves. Okay, so I had a dollar cost average each piece. So some of them are crazy expensive, and some of them, there's very little money attached to actually what I'm going to end up asking for the piece. So in this case, they're all $3.16. I could have, if I really wanted to take the time, I could have associated higher prices to the better items that I'm going to get more money for. But I'm just of this mindset that you just dollar cost average, assign the price, and just deal with it because, it's all going to work out in the wash. So anyway, $3.16, and I'm going to ask $19.99 for this one. And again, all of my listings have or best offer. The next one is a vintage 1996 Inesco Treasury of Christmas Coke ornament, A World of Good Taste. And this one again, $3.16. I'm going to ask $19.99 for this one. Whoopsie daisies. Let's not break stuff. Next item is another Christmas Treasury of Christmas ornament, Inesco 1996 Treasury of Christmas Coke ornament. It's plain to see Coke it is. $3.16. I'm going to ask $19.99 for that one. You know, I just realized I might be like moving these around and they're going to be, I have a feeling I'm like doing this way too fast for you, so I'm going to slow down a little bit so it's not annoying. This was a Coca-Cola, here it is, a Coca-Cola Christmas Santa limited edition nostalgic playing cards and tin. Again, $3.16. I'm going to ask $14.99 for this. It's really cute. Let me see if I can take it out so I can see. Yeah. So it's got the tin, and what's really nice is it's a hinged tin, so I like that. And then it has the two decks of playing cards, and of course they're still sealed. This person, I know she was a huge collector, and a lot of the stuff that I got at this auction has never been opened, has never been used. You can tell she just bought it and kind of stuck it upstairs, which is where all the stuff was when I bought it. This next one, I'm not taking them out of the box, but I will put a picture. I'm going to move over a little bit. I'll put a picture up here of what they are so you can get an idea of what it is. But they're three Avon, it's a set of three Avon Angels, and of course they come in their original boxes. And they're Faith, Hope, and Charity. And they're tea light holders, and they're very cute. So I usually don't do Avon stuff because there's just so much of it out there. But I thought these were kind of sweet, and I thought they would sell. They could sell year round because they don't scream Christmas. It's a nice angel piece. But the $3.16, and I'm going to ask $19.99 for the set. Okay, this one is a Frank Sinatra. This is cute, and it's a musical. He actually sings. It's really cool. This is a vintage 1999 Carlton Cards Frank Sinatra Old Blue Eyes is the name of the ornament, and it plays the Christmas waltz. So I'm going to ask $19.99 for this one. Again, part of that auction. Yeah, it was an auction. $3.16. This was the whole reason I actually bid on this auction, for this musical, and I think I paid $68 for everything, and I would have been happy to pay that just for this piece because I knew the value when I saw it. It was cool because it was kind of stuck behind something, and this was an online auction, so you don't see this stuff in person. You have to really, really look at the pictures. And I spied it because, again, I worked at Inesco for many years, and I knew this was an Inesco piece. And I knew they have value in the secondary market. So this is, I'm going to hold it up for you. Hope you can get it. It is an Inesco Teapot Bungalow Illuminated Deluxe Action Musical. And it's the the Whisker Flicks is the name of the family. Let me see if there's anything on the back that's different. Oh yeah, okay. So this is the front of the musical, and you see the guy climbing over here. Oh my gosh, Sherry, sorry. The guy climbing right here. The teapot lid actually opens and another mouse comes flying out or pokes his head up. It's really cute. And then the back of it looks like that. And it has the lights. Actually, this, again, was never even removed from the box. It has the actual two little light bulbs that originally came with it, still packaged. And it has all the original tags, and it's in great shape. So anyway, I assigned the $3.16. This is the one where I probably should have assigned $50 to it and let this other little stuff right here just be cents, like 99 cents each. But that doesn't feel right. I can't do that. So I assigned $3.16 to this, and I'm going to ask $399.99 for it. Okay. This little cuckoo clock was cute. I really like this. It's an oversized ornament is actually what it is, but it can be a shelf sitter. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a quick little story. You saw I had to really think about the word shelf sitter right there. Okay, back when I worked for Enesco, we would have trade shows twice a year. And we would bring in lots and lots of customers for a 6-week period. And they would, they're our best accounts. And there were some smaller accounts that would come too also. Because I was local, so I didn't have to pay for flights and everything for people to come in. So I could have as many people come to the show as I wanted to. Well, this was a Mennonite Christian bookstore that came through the market, the trade show. Gosh, I lost words here. And so, I mean, they're Mennonite, so you just want to be totally on your best behavior, and you just want to watch, and be very respectful. And so, because you're in a showroom full of salespeople and words fly, and you just gotta be really careful, So, but anyway, I was I was showing them something, and it was a pre-pack, and a pre-pack was like a pack of many figurines, like 10 figurines in a pack, and then they would buy the pre-pack. They were like 10 different figurines. They would buy the pre-pack. So it was a pre-pack that had shelf sitters in them. And when I was showing them and I'm telling them everything that's in the pre-pack, I go, and right over here we have a self-shitter. I was mortified into silence. I didn't know what to do. And I looked over and I saw one of them kind of crack a smile, and so I knew I was okay. And so we kind of like giggled a little bit about it, and then we moved on. But I will never ever forget that, and I still to this day, 30 years later, have a problem with that shelf sitter. Anyway, back to this. This is an oversized ornament, and it is a working clock. I tested it. It works perfectly, and it cuckoos on the hour. And actually, the little birdie comes out, and I think it's a Christmas tune that he sings. I can't remember right now, and I'm sure it's in here. It's that time of year, I think I don't know. It's called It's That Time of Year. So, it is a Telco musical Christmas cuckoo clock ornament or shelf sitter. And the $3.16, and I'm going to ask $49.99 for this one. I wish I would have written down what it plays, because it was really, really cute. Yeah, can't remember. Okay, so this was not part of the, let me see here. I want to get the rest of them that way. I think these are the last two items that were part of that auction. And this one is another Treasury of Christmas ornament. Make sure you can see it. There we go. It is an Enesco Treasury of Christmas Coke ornament, Santa on a 1950s radio. It's Twist and Shout, Have a Coke. I'm going to ask $19.99 for that one. And it does come, again, never's been opened because it has its original paperwork. And the very last one here, this was actually part of, there was a, back in the day, everything had a collector's club, everything. And so this was part of the Enesco Treasury of Christmas Collector's Club, and this was a members only ornament. So this is, hope you can get, it's that little train, cuckoo, is that Coca-Cola train. I hope that's not blurry. Vintage 1996 Enesco Treasury of Christmas, members only, on-track Coke ornament. And I'm going to ask $29.99 for that one. Okay, I think that's everything that was part of that particular auction. A couple of things left here on the shelf is, I have this was also part of an auction, totally separate. This was one back in Phoenix now. This is a Department 56. Hope you can see that little kitty cat, 'cause I'm not taking it out of the box. It's tiny. Department 56 Crinkles by Patience Brewster, and it's called Cat Witch, and it is an ornament, and it is vintage. So I paid $4 for that at the auction, and I'm going to ask $19.99. I have a Ralphie bobblehead. It's so cute. Not much to say about it. Ralphie bobblehead from A Christmas Story in its original packaging. I cannot put new old stock on this or even never removed from box because it doesn't have its original ties or anything. So it's probably just been well preserved, well cared for. But I paid $5.99 for it at a thrift store, and I'm going to ask $29.99. So all this stuff, there's a lot of Christmas here. I didn't get it in time for this year, but it'll be there throughout the year because Christmas always sells. It sells throughout the year. And if it doesn't, it'll sell next Christmas, or, a lot of this will sell next Christmas. And the other thing I have here, it comes in its original packaging. Here, let me show you. It comes in its original packaging, and it is Lolita. And it's Love My Wine. And it is a little Jingle Bell glass. It's actually glass. Wine goblet ornament. And it's hand painted. And it's very pretty. And it's a mini wine ornament. So I paid $1.19 for that. And I'm going to ask $9.99 for it. And I know I've mentioned this before, but all of my, everything that I list, I charge shipping for. So that's that. Okay, next. Gosh, I got a mess here. Okay, this was all the next three bedded bears I'm going to show you were part of an auction. I won while I was in Phoenix. I paid up for these because they're Steiff. And I will get some decent money for them. I might have overpaid on a couple of them, but I'm not going to sweat it. I just love having this stuff. I'm so happy to have Steiff. I think it's just beautiful how they make these bears. Now, where's my little note on this one? Okay, so this is a Steiff summer bear. There was a series called The Four Seasons, and this is the summer one. And it is a growler, and his name is Sunny. Let me get him to growl for you. Oh wait, now what you gonna do now? There we go. Huh, I wonder if something's wrong with him because they usually growl better than that. I might have to really reduce the price on this one because it's not doing what it's supposed to do when I want it to do it. So anyway, I paid $24 for him, and I'm going to ask $49.99. I think even if his growler is a bit sporadic, I think I'm going to stay with that $49.99. Disclose that it doesn't have a solid growl, a strong growl, but I put best offers on all of mine, so they can always offer me what they want to, and I'll probably take it as long as it's not a crazy. That's the one thing most of this year. I was tired of having or best offer on my listings because people, they're just trying to get things for as inexpensive as they can, and I understand that, but I'm not going to give away my items, and it gets tiring sometimes going back and forth with people, and I don't know. Listen, I think I've stated in previous videos, I just want kind of like to cruise at this point. I don't want any hassles. But you really do, it makes sense to have or best offer because most people are really fair and they're going to give you a decent price. They're not going to try. I had a guy, oh my God, I think it was listed for $50 and it was oh God, I can't remember, t-shirt. It was a t-shirt. I had it listed for $50. It's vintage, great vintage tag, in excellent condition, great subject matter, single stitch, the whole thing, double-sided. $5 he offers me, $5. And I know I can go in and I can put parameters on my best offer, but I don't want to do that. Because, I've always heard, like some people get real offended by it. I am never offended by an offer. I look at it as an opportunity. It's an opportunity to negotiate. So he offers $5. So I started coming back with, 10% discount and then a 15% discount and then a 20% discount. And that's when I stopped. And, he wasn't coming up much and I knew he was kind of being an a-hole about it. So I just ended up declining his last offer. But that's just a waste of my time. I can do other things with that time that I'm going back and forth with this person. Can't quite remember why I went on this tangent just now, but it had something to do with best offer. I've seriously thought about taking it off again, but you know, it stales out your sales. You know, people want to get a deal, and I get it because I am a bargain hunter. I'm a frugal person, so that was just a lot of talk for nothing, I guess, right there. Okay, next thing is another vintage Steiff item. It is a Teddy Clown. This one has, oh yes, this has never been removed from box. Now, because it is vintage, I could list this as new old stock. And we've gone through this before, but I can list it as new old stock because it is over 20 years old. That's vintage. And it has never been removed. It still is attached with its original tie. It's never been removed. So it is the vintage Teddy. And I'll probably put new old stock and NRFB, never removed from box, to, you know, get some interest, because it's a newer piece. It's never been played with, never hardly been touched. So this is the certificate that comes with it, and it looks like it's limited. It's numbered at 2328. They don't show this as a limited edition piece, but it is a replica of an original Teddy from 1926. So that's probably why it has a number. Oh, it is limited. Duh, it's limited to 10,000 pieces. Okay, I just saw it. And I have number 2328, so it's low in the limited edition numbering. So that's also a good selling point. Okay, anyway, paid $60 for him, and I'm going to ask $149.99. Okay, and then the last of the Steiff items from that auction. This is really special. I love this piece. It is a alpaca mohair, and it's a black Teddy. He's really cool. Oh, I didn't show you the ear tags on the other ones. I'm sorry, but here you go. This is one of the ear tags, and yeah. Okay, anyway, Steiff black alpaca mohair. This is a growler also. Let's see if I can get this one to growl. Sounds like a cow. It has a red collar. It is a limited edition to 3,000 pieces, and I have number 2164, so it's kind of high. It's high in the edition size. His name is Schwartz, I think. He has a red collar. It's a leather collar, and it has 9 elephant buttons, and a button in the ear is also an elephant, and I probably am not going to be able to get that for you. That's how Steiff started, with an elephant button, and they've since gone to putting just Steiff on the button. I wish I could get that up there so you could see those elephants, because they're really cool. And then the reason for that, the elephant, why it's important, it was a symbol on Steiff products, and it's significant for 2 reasons. I wrote them down. It was the company's first successful toy, was an elephant. It was the elephant on wheels, and it was the original logo and trademark to fight imitations. The button in the ear was created in 1904. Okay, so the elephant was the original logo and trademark. So anyway, fully jointed. He's really cool. I paid $96 for him, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to ask. I might do $249. I'm not entirely sure. So $249, $200, somewhere in there. Okay, that takes care of the Steiff. And so what I have left to show you then, oh my gosh, this table's nuts, is just the clothing now that was in my bins. So first item was a pair of Mickey surf gear shorts. really long board shorts, it looks like. And Mickey Mouse is in, oh, it's upside down. Where are you, Mickey? There you are. Little Mickey Mouse there. And he is Mount Kamiki Mickey. Cute. Alrighty. Oh, where's my information on this guy? Well, I had it somewhere. That's weird. Maybe it probably fell off somewhere. Anyway, I think I paid $1.49 for these, and they're not really worth that much. I'm gonna ask $19.99. Next item is well, here, let me show it to you, and then I'll read it to you. Okay, and that is if I'm pronouncing it right, Saatchi Gallery Dan Baldwin Human Skull Modern Art T-shirt. I paid $3.99, and I'm going to ask $29.99 for it. Next one is Lyrical Lemonade T-shirt. Lyrical Lemonade carton straw 100% real music hip hop T-shirt. And it doesn't have anything on the back. The other one didn't have anything on the back either. And it has the Lyrical Lemonade patch on the front. So paid $3.19. I'm going to ask $2.99. I have a Cher. Only thing not great about this really cool T-shirt, because we all love Cher, is it's a size small. Oh gosh, I guess I should tell you on these other ones. The Lyrical Lemonade. See, these were all smalls. I think that's part of the reason I wasn't too excited about it. Yeah, they're all smalls. That's harder to sell. Smalls are harder to sell. I always do much better with extra large, well, large, extra large, 2XL. So these might sit for a while. But anyway, here's our Queen Cher. And it is double-sided. And it was her D2K, which I think is Dress to Kill tour from 2014. I paid $6.39 for it. And oh, it's cool because it obviously it's double-sided, but it has this really cool glitter. I don't know if that's picking up in the camera or not, but this is all glitter. $6.39, overpaid for it, but I wasn't going to leave behind a Cher T-shirt, and I'm going to ask $49.99. And then this, I think, this is the last of the small ones. This is a John Mayer. You know, somebody obviously turned in their collection of T-shirts, and this is from 2008. So this is okay. So that was weird. I guess I'm being a little long-winded today. Sorry, went over my limit. So we're just going to finish this up very quickly. I think I left off with John Mayer. Don't know what I said about it other than it is a small. It's from 2008, which makes it almost a vintage shirt. I paid $3.19 for it, and I'm going to ask $29.99. Next item is a jacket. It's a fleece jacket. Really toasty warm. Has a beautiful design on the back. And, well, let me make sure you can see all that. Yeah, it's really pretty. Very nicely done. It is from, well, I've lost my little ticket, but it is Bear Ridge Outfitters. And it is Kokopelli. This is Kokopelli on the back. I think it's the fertility goddess, goddess of fertility, I don't know. And some other symbols. And then the front also has Kokopelli. You can also put the word Aztec design in the title. The little markings on the bottom, you could use that in the title. Aztec, Southwestern, something like that. You know, all those keywords to grab your buyer. Anyway, this was a bins buy. Paid $1.36 for this item, and I am going to ask $49.99 for it. Next item is a starter Charlotte Hornets basketball jersey. And what's really cool about this one, it is a size large, is that it's inside out. It has a design on the inside as well. So pretty neat. I see there's a couple of them listed on eBay right now. They're both in Italy, and they're asking over $100 for it. I did pay $3, and I'm not sure what I'm going to ask. I might start at that 90. They're asking like 120 something for theirs, and they haven't sold yet. I don't know how long they've been listed, but I might list mine for $99.99 and just or best offer and see where it takes me. I mean, I paid $3, so we'll see what happens with that. Next one, this one's not super great. Oh, you know what? I gotta quit making so much noise near to the camera. I looked back at my other video, and boy, did I have a lot of crunching sounds when I was doing the Steiff Bears, all that crunchy paper, so I apologize for that. And I think I was slamming some hangers down too, so I'm going to be more aware of that so that's not busting your eardrums. This is another starter item. It is Illinois Fighting Illini basketball jersey. Nothing real special about this. I mean, it's nice, you know, but it's nothing real special. I paid, looks like I paid $3 for that also. And I think I'm just going to list this one for $29.99. Best offer, see what happens. This is a extra large. And then the last two items were bin at the Goodwill bins. The first one was I think I paid $1.36 for each of these. Let me put this one down here. First one is Bush. I think it's Reggie Bush. This is his Miami Dolphins jersey, football jersey, number 22. And this is a Nike on-field, size 56, so it's a nice big size. That's always in my favor. And paid $1.36, and I am going to ask $49.99. Has cute little dolphins on the sleeves. It's very nicely done. No, it's been, there we go. That, I think that's the older logo. I'm not sure, I'll have to look that up, but that's an older Dolphins patch. And then this one is when Bush was with the New Orleans Saints. And this is when he was number 25. Alrighty. And this was also the Super Bowl. And I think it has it on the... Nope, I guess it just has the New Orleans Saints. Fleur-de-lis? I think is how you pronounce that. Fleur-de-lis? I don't know. I don't speak French. But anyway, $1.36 at the Goodwill bins, and this one's going to be $49.99 also. All right, that's finally the end of the video. Thanks for hanging on with me. That was a new experience, so I'll try and keep these shorter in the future. I knew this was going to be a big video because it was 2 bins that I, condensed and want to get this stuff listed. So anyway, that's the end of the video. I want to thank you for watching, and I want to thank you for spending this time with me today, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.